It's been 6 months since I camped in the forest behind our subdivision. Now that the creepy crawlers are out, it is no longer safe to sleep in the debris shelter that I constructed last winter. So I'm going to make a hammock nest using bed sheets and branches from plants that repel insects and ticks. This nest will be reminiscent of what many animals make. I've been watching how birds and squirrels and cats carefully select their nesting materials for protection, comfort, and safety. Plants that repel insects are often a favorite nesting material. The area that I'm hiking is a swamp, and that's probably why there aren't any houses in it. There aren't any no trespassing signs, and so this is a good location for stealth camping. It allows me to play and have fun and get in touch with the animal self deep down inside me. Modern people have adapted themselves to fit in with the way society works and the way modern conveniences allow us to live. That's fine if you're in the civilized world, but it doesn't work very well if you're hiking and camping. In the civilized world, we are bombarded with emails, cell phones, social media, TV, work, all sorts of things. There's so much information we can't deal with it all. So people have learned to focus only on selected information, and we tune out the rest. We literally don't see or hear or pay any attention to anything except what we're focusing on. Our blinders are up all the time. Now, this may work at home, but it won't work very well when you're hiking and camping. If you tune out information, you will miss the enjoyment of seeing the unexpected, and you may also expose yourself to unnecessary danger. Pay attention to everything when you're outdoors. You don't know what's going to happen next. Expect the unexpected. You need to slow down, look, and learn. Use all of your senses. Check out the references that I've listed in the narrative below, The Wisdom of Wilderness, and Becoming Animal for more information on this topic. Observing nature may seem boring at first, because most of the time, nothing much happens. But then, all of a sudden, out of the blue, you'll experience the unexpected. It's unlike what you see on TV reality shows, such as Naked and Afraid, where you see only the exciting and the interesting and the dangerous stuff. Most of the time, nothing much happens, or what does happen happens in slow motion. But then all of a sudden, there's a burst of activity, and you don't know what it will be. Very exciting, very interesting. You need to experience it firsthand. Sometimes people talk about wide-angle vision. I want you to try this while watching your computer screen. Stand up, step out into an open spot, and put your arms out and move them in a little bit to look straight forward, just when you can barely see some wiggling of your fingers, some movement. And look straight ahead and see what your visual field is. And you want to look like this, have this wide-angle vision all the time when you're outdoors. And this applies not just to what you see, but what you hear, which way the wind is blowing, everything. All of your senses. Whenever I lead groups into the woods, most people talk continually, and they pay attention to essentially themselves and nothing around them. And I ask the group to then stop and be quiet and listen. And in the first few minutes, they don't hear too much. Then after about 5 minutes, a bird will sing, or a cricket will chirp, or something will happen, and then later they'll hear more and more. Animals observe us, and we need to observe them So we need to be quiet and pay attention with wide-angle perception as to what's happening around us. If you're quiet, you'll even hear the trees talk. Now you may wonder, am I crazy? Do trees talk? Come on now. Yes, they talk. As the wind blows through, their leaves move, and each type of tree, each bush, has a different sound that it makes. And that's no different really than the sound that we make, where there's wind, air passing through our vocal cords and vibrating them, then the leaves moving. And you can tell where you are by the type of trees, the sounds that they make. Pine trees sound different from oak trees. And the animals all know this. They know which way the wind is coming. They know that there's a bird over there. They know that there's something back there too. And if you're quiet and observe with wide-angle vision and wide-angle perception, you'll be amazed at what you'll discover. Another thing that I like to do is to practice walking like an animal. That is, walking quietly. And sometimes this is called the fox walk, where you walk with your toes touching the ground first, and you walk on durable surfaces where there are fewer leaves. Your toes touch the ground first. The balls of your feet move forward, and you walk very quietly. The goal is to make as little sound as possible. This is the debris hut, and it needs a little bit of maintenance. There are a few holes in it. Now, I have a feeling somebody else besides human beings have been using it, but we'll find out tonight. And so I'm going to set up the hammock nest over here, and this should be a good spot because it's mostly brush that can be pretty well camouflaged. There aren't any dead trees up above, just bushes, and so if anything falls, it won't be heavy and won't hurt me. What I'd like to do now is show you what's in my pack. Spirit of Wild Wings challenged me to identify items in my backpack that other people may not carry. So it should be interesting. And thank you, Rich, for this challenge. The first item is a gourd water bottle. This was a gift from my friend Ronald Navarro. Indigenous people worldwide use gourds to carry food and water. The second item is a flint and steel kit. Flint and steel, of course, is a traditional way of making fire. The leather case was gifted to me by my friend Big Papa. This is a bear bag. It keeps the creepy crawlers, the animals and insects that want to eat my food from eating my food. This is my food for today and tomorrow. And the bag was a gift from Malcolm at the Hidden Woodsman. Pebbles. I got a bag full of pebbles, little stones. Now stones have many different bushcraft uses, and today I'm going to use them as buttons to hold my hammock nest together. Dog bowl, This is my fire bowl. And this is a spoon that I made with a mussel shell. And I'll be using that to eat my dinner. And then, of course, a small cup. Oh, let's see. This is an 84-inch black sheer panel, a window panel, a little screen. And you'll see how that fits into my shelter. Two bed sheets. These are twin bed sheets, and they've been modified slightly. And you'll see again how that'll make the shelter work. Another thing, in case it rains, and the unlikely possibility of rain, I have a sun wall from a gazebo, a 10 by 10 foot gazebo. And so that's how I'm going to work that. And then, of course, I've got some cordage. So let's get going. This is so relaxing. It smells a lot better than a regular hammock. It's sort of like aromatherapy. Sometimes it's good to go primitive. Another good thing is that I can look out of the hammock and see the debris shelter. And so if there are any animals over there, I should be able to see them and hear them, and it's going to be so neat. And then if it's too dark and I don't see anything, the game camera should be able to pick everything up. split pea soup and beef jerky. Sure looks good. It's a meal for my wild side. Not bad at all. And the best part of the meal is roasted corn. It'll be done in just a few minutes. You should try it sometime, roasted on the charcoal. It gives it a nice, healthy, earthy flavor. That really looks good, doesn't it? My favorite times of day are the transitions, when the sun goes down and the sun comes up. It's fun to see the daytime animals go to bed and the nighttime animals get up, and vice versa. Right now I'm hearing the last birds begin to chirp. They're doing their last chirps, and I just heard some crickets over here, and then I heard an owl. And so I'm gonna be quiet now for a few minutes and just listen to them. And when it gets totally dark, I'll head over to my hammock nest. Hey guys, I got a little frightened. I haven't yet gotten into bed, and I saw about 6 or 8 skunks come wander just a few feet from me. Oh man, that put goosebumps on me. I'm scared now. I don't know what to do. How am I going to get over to my hammock? They're right between me and the hammock. I'll take it very slowly. I made it safely to the hammock nest. No real big problems. I've been in here just for a few minutes now, and I'm beginning to hear something over at the debris shelter. It may be the skunks, maybe some other animals, but they're really interesting to listen to. Just so that you know, from a safety standpoint, I did keep my shoes on in case I need to leave here quickly. And I have my jackalope knife in a sheath in the hammock, and then my spear right outside the hammock. So anyway, I don't expect any problems, and I look forward to listening to the little animals all night long. Talk to you in the morning. Good night. Good morning. I've been watching the debris shelter for the last 30 or 40 minutes while it was getting light. I think this debris shelter right over here is now home to a family of skunks. That's what I saw over there, and a few raccoons. It was a lot of fun to see these animals from the safety of this hammock nest. I also really like the hammock nest. I don't think I need to have the screen on it to keep the bugs away, because the leaves that are the nest that I made underneath here repel insects very effectively. This is a wax myrtle plants, and then American beautyberry. The American beautyberry, you can eat the berries, and the wax myrtle, you can make tea out of the leaves. And so it's sort of like sleeping in a nest made of plants that smell good and are edible. It's fantastic. Well, I'm going to stay here for a few more minutes, and then I'll get up and light a little fire and reminisce about this camp out. This episode of Dirt Time has been a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. You know, when you go out and you experience nature, you never know what you're going to expect. I was surprised and a little bit frightened when I saw those skunks, so many of them. But they were really interesting to watch, and didn't want to really harm anybody. They just were looking for food. I didn't know. I would have never known that they took shelter in that old debris hut that I made, that became their home, unless I was out here practicing Dirt Time. Also, I would not have known that hammock would work with those leaves in it to make a nest like that, unless I tried it. You never know when you try something if it's going to work or not. I got the idea for a hammock nest like that by watching gorillas and chimpanzees at the zoo. You know, they carefully build nests, and the nests that most animals make are with materials that repel insects. And so I thought, well, I'll try something like that. And I can't go climb a tree. I'm like an old gorilla. I'll do it close to the ground. So I made my nest that way, covered it with a sheet to make it a little bit more human compatible. And it worked. It worked great. And so that's what Dirt Time is all about. Playing, having fun, testing things. They work sometimes, they don't work at other times. It's all good. What I'd like to do is to challenge you to produce your own episode of Dirt Time, where you come out into nature and try something new. Perhaps if you've seen an animal do something, you can modify it and come up with a new idea or a different way of approaching bushcraft. Until next time, peace. And remember to always leave your campsite better than when you found it.